2020. We just realized that we have a low bandwidth, but we still hope that we will manage to do this for the coming hour. Tonight I will speak in English, and I will sing English songs, and the reason for this is that I will talk about a project that I started a month ago called Honoring Our Mother Earth, and I will sing songs and talk about the relationship between humans and Mother Earth, and the need for us to actually start to embrace her more. This is a song that I actually wrote on the 24th of December 2019, because I was very inspired by the whole youth engagement for the climate over the last year or years, I'd say. Somehow starting with Greta, but also I think she was there right in time, because there was a big urge and a big longing and need to actually raise awareness related to the climate change. So I've been very touched by that movement, and I also felt a bit sadness about mainly so many middle-aged men that are kind of being negative about not only Greta but young people that stands up for the climate. And so I wrote this song, and then as the corona crisis began, I thought, well, let's make a project about this. Let's kind of like invite people to sing along on this song, and people can sing from anywhere in the world in these days. So I will very shortly sing the song, but the whole project is pretty much, the idea is that you can actually just use your mobile phone and sing into it, and just send over your video, and then we'll make a video of it. The music video is meant to be released on the 5th of June on the World Environment Day. So we need the information before the 20th of May. I was mentioning Greta, but there's also, I think, a relationship to our ancestors, the elders. People have walked this earth before, and in actually one generation we have driven this planet into a big crisis. Today we need 4 planets to actually survive if everyone should live like we do in the Western world. And just one generation ago, my father just passed away last summer, and when he grew up, one Earth was enough. We lived pretty much very sustainable. We grew our own food. There was no pesticides. We didn't travel that much. There was no big industries in that sense. So much has happened in just one generation. And for 10,000 years, people have pretty much lived farming, simple living, and not much development in that sense have happened through generation to generation. And in just one generation, we just drive everything into crazy. And we think that we are a civilized world. So there's something in this corona crisis that really is an offering for us to actually step back and think about what are we doing. So the reason about this song is that just send in your information, film yourself while singing. And if you want to be a solo singer, because there's like 26 solo parts in this song, then it's better if you do it in a studio or in a home studio. It's a little bit better recording. But otherwise, you can just sing yourself into the mobile phone and just send it over, and then we will make a video out of it. And all this information is found on musicforpeace.se. Musicforpeace.se. So the song that I wrote on the 24th of December 2019 goes like this. And there's going to be like indigenous people, there's going to be different kinds of people from all over the world actually singing and embracing our mother. Starting with one voice turning into our voice. One voice in the night, one voice pure and bright, one voice turns on the light, one voice of a child, one voice being heard, one voice for the world, one voice here to serve, one voice of a girl. One voice shows the direction, give us a deeper lesson. One voice offer reflection, reaching for connection. One voice is calling out, One voice is free of doubt, voice of our ancestors, saying honor our Mother Earth, honoring our Mother Earth. One voice soft and clear, one voice drawing near, one voice free of fear, one voice that really cares, one voice without end, one voice without end, one voice that can't pretend, one voice gather friends, one voice with one desire to stop our house on fire. One voice becomes a choir where everyone's required. Our voice is calling out, our voice is free of doubt, the voice of our ancestors, saying honor our Mother Earth, honoring our Mother Earth, honor our Mother Earth, honoring our Mother Earth. One voice will find its way, one voice is here to stay, one voice is what it takes, our voice for a better day, our voice with one desire to stop our house on fire. Our voice becomes a choir where everyone's required. Our voice is calling out, our voice is free of doubt, the voice of our ancestors, saying honor our Mother Earth, honoring our Mother Earth, honoring our Mother Earth, honoring our Mother Earth, honoring, honoring, honoring our Mother Earth, honoring, honoring, honoring our Mother Earth, honoring, honoring, honoring our ancestors, honoring, honoring, honoring those taking birth. The world is in need of people like me. The world is in need of people like you. The world is in need of people like us. One voice, many voices. One choice, many choices. One voice, many voices. One choice, many choices. Honoring our Mother Earth. Okay, so that is a project in the making. So if you want to be part of this, please look into musicforpeace.se. I hear that the sound sounds good, but the picture is a little bit of a flickering. We have a little bit of low bandwidth today for some reason. So I think we just go on as long as you hear what I say. I might move around in the picture. So we'll just go on like nothing happened. Yeah, so this project is a way actually to also bring people together and to show that there is a lot of support. And also doing this project, I realized that I get a few mails, not so many yet, but a few mails from middle-aged men saying that don't do this. You know, Greta, she's part of the Rockefeller, she's part of this and that, and she's just wanting money for herself, and you know. And I get a bit disappointed and sad when I see this, because all I want to say is read the books that have been written about or by Greta and her mother as well, and try to really see both sides and see see where this girl is coming from. Or people might say that she has Asperger's, so you know, there's no, she sees everything black and white and so on. And we might find in any project, in anything in the world, there's a lot about information about fake news and whatever today. There's a lot of, very easy to just kind of like, if there's something that kind of challenges you, it's easy to say it's fake news, it's not true, it's nothing I want to hear about. But sometimes we need to look a little bit deeper on things. And I think there's a reason. Having Asperger's means that you don't pretty much do things because you want to be liked by people. Most of us live according to that idea that I do this and then I will get liked by people. I do this and then I will be honored, or I will get success. One of the characters for being an Asperger's is that you don't play that game. So that's pretty obvious to me that this girl is not doing it for the money, for the fame, for the success, for other reasons, that there's a strong urge in her saying that there's something not right. And I've felt that urge in myself since I was young, her age, and since I started Mundekulla Retreat Center, which I'm running today, and which this concert is actually being held for. We've been running this place for more than 20 years. And of course, we face challenging times now with the Corona crisis. That's why we do these concerts and try to raise awareness about not only our situation, but of course, the situation in general, but also, maybe more so, to actually give inspiration, to find ways to deal with the challenging situation that we're facing. And to, for example, do projects like this, do something that we believe in. Not everyone might like it or believe in it as well as you do, but still there's a strong need for voices to be heard and for people to come together. Sometimes I have a feeling that if people that believe in good things and really want to live their life for something bigger than themselves in a positive manner, are a lot more than the other side, so to say. But sometimes to focus around something negative, it's so much easier. You can easier grab people for things that are being negative. So therefore, I think people with good aims need to come together and need to show that we are many showing support. So this project is pretty much a part of that this is a way to actually get people together. The reason why I call it Honoring our Mother Earth, I talk about Greta, but I also talk about the feminine energy being Mother Earth. I have a feeling, my feeling towards Mother Earth is that Mother Earth is our oldest ancestor. She's been here long before humans came to this earth. If we see the 25-hour clock, it's like the last couple of seconds that humans arrived on this planet. And what has happened the last generation, when we have kind of like pretty much destroyed this earth, is, well, let's take those 2-3 seconds and make another 24-hour clock, showing the whole time that humans have been on this earth. Then it's another 2-3 seconds that we have actually damaged it. So Mother Earth has been here for so long, and it's so important to actually live according to her rules and not our own rules, to actually relate to what's around us. And I've written many songs on this theme, so I now want to go on and talk a little bit about the actual concept of honoring our Mother Earth, the reason for us to actually, the reason or the importance for us to actually embrace and honor and listen to our Mother Earth. I moved out on the countryside 25 years ago. I lived as a hermit for 3 years, but the first year was all on my own. I wrote very many songs, but I also had one rule, and that was to take daily walks. Nothing else was important. The only important thing was to actually take daily walks every day out in the woods. And I could walk for hours. This helped me to kind of learn to see more our Mother Earth in a new perspective. Living in the city, I could more often say, oh, it's another rainy day. Oh no, it's so boring. I want the sun to shine. When I was living in the city life, living more a glamorous life, I just wanted the sun to shine. I wanted to be nice every day. But when I moved out in the countryside, I could more see when the sun has been shining too much, everything gets brown. You can see the earth is really needing her water. Or the other way around, if it's been raining too much, you see like now there needs sun. So there's something about humans that have lived for thousands of years being so dependent on Mother Earth, asking for the rain, asking for the sun, seeing that we need both. But I think the last generation, when we have kind of pretty much left farming, left the relationship to the mother, we have kind of also lost that perspective of seeing the need for both rain and sunshine, for of course not polluting her. I mean, also when my father grew up, they didn't have any pesticides, and all of a sudden that slowly came in, and we realized, oh yeah, if I put those pesticides on, I don't need to work so hard anymore. Of course it's easier. Of course it's easier even today, even if it's modern farming today. But there's such a big need to actually stop and think, well, is there another possibility? So when I moved out here as a hermit, I lived pretty much on my own. I lived on my own for 3 years. The first year was totally alone. My father came here rarely, seldom, and wondered what happened to my son. After a year, we bought this old house because I moved to where he grew up. So he was somehow interested, but he also wondered because he left this region when he was 17 years old, and he felt like, I don't want to go back there. I want to go to the city, just like the rest of the world in a way have done over the last couple of years. So so we bought this old house and we started a retreat center together with Anne Solveig. So the three of us have run this for more than 20 years. And the underlying tone or the underlying idea has been, think 7 generations ahead before any important decision, which was a quote that I picked up when I was studying Native American history in America, 96 to 97, and then I moved out here right after 97. So pretty much my idea has been, like, can I run a company that is actually sustainable in all ways? Can I drop the idea of making a career or making big money, or at least not put that in my kind of like target or like main perspective, but can actually like put Mother Earth in the first room. I think that the reason why I think I'm going to sing a song called Oneness, one of the songs that I wrote when I was out here in alone, living as a hermit in the woods. And this song deals pretty much with the first verse is about Mother being our Mother Earth. And if we don't treat her nice, things won't go good, won't turn out well. The next verse is about the mother being the mother that we all came from, our own mother, which is the same thing. If we don't treat the mother nice, it will be negative results. And what all comes together is that when we treat the feminine energy in a negative way, for example, women, when we treat women in a negative way, we will also treat the earth in a negative way, or the other way around. When we start treating the earth in a negative way, we actually dismiss, we actually I got the information from my video man here saying that if you just enter this film now, we know that the film is a little bit blurry. We have very low bandwidth for some reason now. Mother Earth is playing a trick on us. We didn't have the bandwidth that we usually have, so the picture is not so good, but the sound seemed to be okay, so we keep on sending. So you can just listen and not look if you like. So yeah, I will talk more about this after this song, because there's more songs related to this and also on a closer perspective. But let's just move on to the song called Oneness, and there's like a big children choir singing this song. La 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 la. To have oneness, togetherness, one heart, different parts. We get to have oneness, togetherness, one church, Mother Earth. Earth is our mother, when we need to love her. If we treat her right,
get to have oneness, togetherness, one heart, different parts. We get to have oneness, togetherness, one church, Mother Earth. Mother raise a family, beautiful harmony. She will raise a child, lovingly and nice. A child of love will teach the true words of peace. Live in harmony. Make ends meet. We have oneness, together, one heart, different parts. We get to have oneness, togetherness, one church, Mother Earth. La 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 la. Okay, oneness, togetherness, one heart, different parts. It's beautiful that to see that we're all different. We all have our own sharing to give. We all have our own gift to this world. Different parts somehow belong together under the hands of the mother. One church, Mother Earth. To actually see Mother Earth as our church. Treat her nicely. I think being a middle-aged man like myself, it's hard sometimes to see when you belong to the norm, you might not see people who suffer. They think like, well, everything is okay, I don't see no problems, because I'm a man, because I find it it's easier to get a job, it's easier to get high paid money, it's easier to make a career being a white middle-aged man from Europe. And then you might not always think about all the struggle that people go through just the sake of being a woman. Sometimes being viewed as a sex object, which of course is a very negative way, which is also related to our hatred or our way we treat our mother. We kind of like yeah, I don't find the English word for it, but we due to the fact that we treat Mother Earth wrong, we also treat the woman in a negative way. Or, for example, in Sweden these days, being an immigrant or being handicapped or whatever, you might be viewed in a different way, and people might judge you more than others. So therefore, I think it's extra important for us middle-aged men, white Europeans, to actually engage in equality, engage in the bigger questions that actually raise awareness about the importance of we're all equal. One heart, different parts. I just want to relate to a little conflict that I had with my my former wife, which I usually say is my best friend today, and she really is. We have a wonderful relationship, I'd say, better than ever. We've always been very good friends. We were together for 15 years. We're still together, but more as brothers and sisters. But once it's healthy to have conflicts, I think, in relationships. It's healthy to look deeper on the conflicts, not just to act according to whatever comes up in you and just kind of like project your fear or your anger on each other, but actually when you feel stressed or when you feel shame or when you feel anger, to actually look at that anger rather than looking at the person, kind of like more be thankful for the person. Thank you for actually awakening this anger in me. So one time we had like a conflict, and in the middle of that conflict, I just kind of like felt that she is not angry with me. She is angry, and it's not even being her. It's like she expresses the female, the male domination over the female. So what she's expressing is kind of like the anger of the male domination on this earth towards Mother Earth, towards women. So once I realized that, I just felt so calm in our conflict, and it was just like I needed to hear it. It was just like I was in a conference last year on Findhorn in Scotland, and there was one native person from Greenland who was saying, "Why didn't you listen, you white people? Why didn't you listen? I've talked for 50 years." You know, it was a very old man. And you could, in a way, say that, well, why should I listen? What about you? You know, why do you look at just me? But I just felt so calm. I just loved when he was addressing me, saying, "Why didn't you listen?" He didn't just talk to me; he talked to all the white people in the crowd. But I just started crying because I felt like we need to hear this. Why didn't we listen? And it was the same feeling I had when Anne was kind of like expressing her anger, feeling like this is not only against me. This is actually against the male domination against the women in this world. So I pretty much, after that conflict was over, I just wrote this song called Lady, and it's very much about women in particular. When I talk about this, I also talk about the feminine energy in us men, but women in particular shouldn't let the system push them down. The system that I'm talking about, the male domination system, the male society, it's a man's world. They shouldn't let this system push them down, but actually see through it and see that there's an importance of raising awareness. There's importance of standing up every now and then, and really, like Greta is doing, to say, this is enough. Our house is on fire. Come on, we need to do something about it. So I wrote this song called Lady. And it's also about the Mother Earth that expresses volcanoes, earthquakes, and hurricanes, which is similar to that conflict that we had. Mother Earth needs to kind of show her anger every now and then because we treat her not so nicely. You are the princess the world needs today. Don't let the system steal your love in a way. You've got the magic power that we all need. You're like a fragrant flower, blossom to heal. For so long you have been banished and misused, like our Mother Earth that we walk on. Heat waves and hurricanes are the result of our abuse. In fact, it is your way to reclaim love. Lady, you are more than beautiful. Lady, remember you're good. Lady, don't you let them push you down. Lady, you are the crown of creation. You are the princess that the world needs today. Don't let the system steal your love in a way. You've got the magic that the world needs today. Don't let the system steal your love in a way.
what it brings us faces to go through. Equality is what we need for our relationship to work. And after the hurricane is common peace. Lady, you are more than beautiful. Lady, remember you're good. Remember you're good. Lady, don't you let them push you down. Lady, you are the crown of your creation. You are the princess the world needs today. Don't let the system steal your loving away. Oh, okay. Don't let the system steal your loving away. Of course, that relates to all of us. But I think women are needed more than ever. The feminine energy is what the world really needs today. And I think that it's really interesting to look at the way men relate to the corona and women relate to the corona. Apparently a lot more men are being, at least in Sweden, are being affected and dies. And we can say, well, maybe that's genetic. But there's also one other reason saying that the women are more listen to authorities, staying inside, keep sticking to the rules, but the men are a little bit more loose in that. I get by, you know, it doesn't matter for me, and so on. And it's a little bit of a things I think we need men to look at. I mean, it's not about me being sick; it's actually about me passing on the disease. Can I calm down? Can I also sit more in quarantine? But it's also interesting to see the women leaders. If you look at how the men, when I've looked around in Sweden, in America, in many countries in the world, talk about corona, the different prime ministers, more like dictatorship. This is how we do it, and this, very serious. While looking at the women, talking about the New Zealander prime minister, I don't know her name now, and even Angela Merkel, for example, in Germany, how they relate to it in a much more humane way, and they talk about it as this is a conflict, we're in this together, and a much more clarifying way. I think about the prime minister of New Zealand. She talks about the children showing teddy bears and relating to it in a much more easygoing way. She shows that she's very much a human. I think maybe men might think that if you're in power, you have to act more straight and cool. And I think there's a whole different type of leadership that the world needs in the future, and it's so much built on togetherness, and also the fact that women, to be a man, sometimes that's enough to get a high priority job. To be a woman, to get a high advanced job, or they have to be very qualified. So many times women in high positions are a lot more qualified than men. Also when it comes to relationships, building relationships, and being human and so on. There's so much more to talk about this, but I keep coming back to the way we treat our Mother Earth is also the way we treat the feminine energy. The feminine energy is being looked upon in the world. I want to say to new listeners that we have a little bit of trouble today with the picture, but the sound seemed to be okay. I hear from my video man, so we need to look at that further on. But we keep on going on now. I've been to West Africa a couple of times. Four winters I spent in West Africa and Senegal, Gambia, and I wrote a lot of music, and I started communities. We started a concept called African Vibration, where we played a lot of music together. They sang their part, I sang the Western kind of parts. It was a very beautiful meeting, and also being in Africa is like that. To me is our pure mother. motherland, Africa. According to many archaeologists and scientists, the human race comes from Africa. The oldest remains from findings of a human being is found in Ethiopia, Lucy. 2 million years ago, they found bones that could be related back to these years. And they're very much, there's a lot of proof showing that we actually, humans began their life there. And then we walked north, and the more we lived up north, we didn't need a brown skin. The sun wasn't as strong, so we turned more pale. But of course, the black color is the most beautiful in a way, the better skin. And also, Africa is the best country to live in. I mean, close to the equator, you can live outside all night. Very sustainable, eco-friendly, because you don't need a lot of heating to survive, what we need up here in the north. So we pretty much we have a much higher footprint, ecological footprint, when it comes to climate footprint, when it comes to just to survive up in the north here. And also natural resources, there's a lot more of that in Africa. And then the shameful thing is that this is our motherland, and also we take so much from this country. When we talk about the climate crisis, African people suffer the most. Talking about Corona, African people suffer the most. So it's pretty much how we keep taking from Africa, our motherland, for our own goods and needs. And there's so many different things that I could see down there. For example, that Europeans, Spaniards had bought the fishing water outside, just 1 or 2 kilometers outside of the coast, all around Senegal. So they couldn't go out fishing just 1 or 2 kilometers. But then there was big European boats coming and fishing. There's so many things that we have taken away from Africa. So I will sing the next song called Mama Africa, which I wrote together with Papis, my friend from Senegal. And this also relates to, of course, I mean, slavery, how we kind of like pretty much use the African continent and people for our own needs, which is another way of abusing, I'd say, the feminine energy. I have one thing to say, that it's a crying shame. We can't seem to change the situation that we face. We are one family, one humanity, living in different countries and sharing the same dream. Mama Africa, aseka jola. Mama Africa, aseka mande. Mama Africa, aseka tuba. Mama Africa, aseka bambara. The flower needs its leaves. The roots connects with the trees. The river becomes the sea. Unity we need, and if we stand together through any kind of weather, things can only get better. We need it more than ever. Mama Africa, aseka jola. Mama Africa, aseka mande. Mama Africa, aseka jola. Mama Africa, aseka bambara. Hey, Mama Africa, bola terra gula ye. Hey, Mama Africa, bola terra gula ye. We need you. We can't make it on our own. We need you. Without you,
Africa, aseka jola. Mama Africa, aseka mande. Mama Africa, aseka tuba. Mama Africa, aseka bambara. Mama Africa. I love to sing about Mama Africa. So many songs that I wrote down there. Another song called Climate Change. There's also very much. I walked along the road with one of my African friends down there, and then we came to a place. There was like a pit of a lot of plastic lying around. And he said, "Oh, we Africans, we don't know this about sustainability, and we're so bad. And now because we've thrown all the plastic here, all this bad climate is coming around." And it was so beautiful to see his honesty and his willingness to change or to inspire people. But back in the mind, I kind of knew that, well, it's not because of the plastic they throw away in Africa. It's because of our lifestyle that the climate is changing, that is affecting them much more so than it affects us. And that kind of saddens me. Maybe I should sing that song, Climate Change, because it's kind of like, it's something about the fact that it all comes back to pretty much what we give is what we get. And the reason why the situation is like this, I think even with the corona, Mother Earth is kind of reacting. There's too many of us. We don't treat this place nicely. There's like a reaction. And that's due to the fact that what we give is what we get back. So we really have a lesson to learn in this. So when it comes to this quarantine, when it comes to closing down, I think we can choose to see it in a positive manner, to see actually that, well, how can I change my life? Can I stop traveling as much as I do? We learn to be more alive on internet, for example? Can I stop touring as much and be more doing live concerts like this? How can I change for the better of all? And maybe this will be with us until we've kind of like reached this point. And of course also there's a lot of negative things that can happen, because also this builds up a lot of fear and tension between people. So it can go either way. But I truly believe in the positive way, and I really think that we need to act according to that. This is more like an African kind of energy song with a lot of drumming and cool African instruments. I'm going to do it with my guitar now. Climate Change. What goes up must come down. What goes around comes around. What we give is what we get. The way we live has put us in debt. What's the next thing to come? We can't hide, we can't run. As the time going around, time is coming one by one. There's a climate change that mankind has made. We are face to face with the will to change. We might find a way to put things back in place. Face a climate change. The ice is melting way up north. Storms are raging along the coast. Sun's relentless round the globe. The rain is pouring like never before. We can't fight another day. We need to find a better way. There's no time to hesitate. We can try, it's not too late. Climate change the mankind has made. We are face to face with fate. With a will to change, we might find a way. We put things back in place. something like that. I've written more than 1,000 songs over the years. So today I was just like going through the files and I can do that song, I can do that song, I can do that song. So there's like interesting to just go back to those old songs that are lying there in my shelf. But it's nice also to be able to sing, because to me songs has a deeper meaning. Every song I write tells me something that I need to learn. And it's also nice to share it, because that also helps me to learn it even more. So these concerts, Sunday night concerts for me, live streaming concerts that I do here every Sunday night between 8 and 9 Swedish time, is a reminder for myself, and also a way to keep hope up for me, actually. I think I can do one more song. We have 10 more minutes to go. I'm sad to say that the apparently the video today is not so clear. We have very low bandwidth here today for some reason. But I think the sound comes through okay. So apologize for that. I think we will have to do next week again the same theme, a theme honoring our Mother Earth, because I still have so many songs to sing about this theme, about the male domination, the male energy dominating the female energy. And the reason why I wrote this song honoring our Mother Earth, I might say some more words about that for newcomers, that I'm just right now doing a song that will be released on the 5th of June on the World Environment Day. And I'd like to bring as many voices together as possible. So even if you can't sing, you can just go into musicforpeace.se, download a song and just sing to the song and film yourself while doing it. And send that film to us, and we will include it in the video that we're making. It's very simple to do, and it's a way to kind of like show that we are many people that actually stand up and want to address the importance of relating to the climate change and the climate issue. So if you want to sing, because there are 26 solo voices, then we prefer if you sing into more like a good microphone or like a studio. And we have quite a few people who've already sung from China, from Tanzania and Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and America, Hawaii, and places in Europe. So it's wonderful just to invite different people of all ages to be part in this project. So do that if you feel like it. Be part of this song called Honoring Our Mother Earth. And the beautiful thing about the title, Honoring Our Mother Earth, if you take the initials, it's home. It's a home project. Mother Earth, our home. So if you want to contribute to your home, please contribute to the song, and don't say that you can't sing, because that won't touch me, that won't reach me. I think I might sing this song, because this is a song that I've never sung this song official before. It's one of the many songs that's in my shelf that I've thought about. I should do something about this, but I think it is for many musicians or people in general. You have a lot of ideas, and some of them you pick up and you go for, and others you don't. So this song is called For the People, and it's something about also coming together, thinking that Mother Earth is our mother, and we are the children of the earth. What can the children of the earth do for our mother, but also come together? How can we be better at the conflict resolution, forgiveness? How can we actually learn to not hold on to vengeance and aggression? Allow those feelings to be there, but also to work with them and to find ways to deal with it and take responsibility for our own little part. Look at our own relationships, our own close relationships, and like Dalai Lama often say, that your enemies are your best teachers. So it's very easy these days to look at people, leaders of the world, and complain and say that if you wouldn't do that, it was so much better. But it all comes back to ourselves. What can I do? What can we do together? So this is a song for the people. You and I will walk Mother Earth, carry a seed inside to create a better world. But only if we try, we can make it work. together. There must be a way. If we use our best thinking, time has gone astray. But never stop dreaming. Miracles take place if we're ready and willing together. A song for the people, a song for the world, those who suffer without reason but never gave up, for those who are hurt. We can make a difference and create a new vision for the people. We all know that life would be much better if everyone and all would have food and shelter. Let's set out a goal to always stand together forever. Is there really a chance to make a lasting change? Maybe there's a plan that can be rearranged. Can we take a stand and sing till the end of days forever? Song for the people, a song for the world, those who suffer without reason but never give up. A song for the people, for those who are hurt. We can make a difference and create a better vision for the people. Those who suffer without reason but never give up. A song for the people, those who are hurt. We can make a difference and create a better vision for our world. Wow. You and I who walk Mother Earth carry a seed inside to create a better world. But only if we try, we can make it work together. There must be a way if we use our best thinking. Time has gone astray, but never, never stop dreaming. Miracles take place if we're ready and willing together. I think miracles have taken place, take place all day, every day. I think we should dream big and maybe reach the treetops. I think that is what Greta has been doing, dreaming big and daring to stand up. I don't think she wants to speak out. I just think that she feels an urge to. She feels a needs to. Before she spoke out, she did have very bad grades in school. She didn't even attend school. She felt really bad and lonely and sad. Once she started engaging herself, she felt better, and she went out the 9th grade with the best grades ever. I think A+ in just about all subjects. I think there's something about engaging oneself in the world. I think that's what I want to give to myself. The only prayer I say every now and then is like, thank God, give me creativity. You know, to stay alive, to keep dreaming, to keep the creativity alive. And I think to actually contribute, to actually stand up for what you believe in, is really healing to oneself and hopefully also to others. So that is what this project is all about. So we're gonna finalize now. I usually run 1 hour of concerts every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. This was the first one in English due to the fact that this concept deals with an English audience. I invite people to sing along on the song. I'm gonna sing a little piece of this song before we enter tonight. And I have the Swedish bank account and the Swish number if you want to contribute to Mundekulla Retreat Center that I run, but also to this project. And everything that will be left over for this project will be put into a tree planting project. So if you do a donation, please write if you want to support the Honoring Our Mother Earth project or Mundekulla Retreat Center. So this song that I invite you to sing on, I'm going to sing the first verse, was inspired by Greta and the youth movement, standing up for climate. It's not so obvious that it's Greta because her voice is our voice. It's the voice of the ancestors that have spoken through generations to honor our Mother Earth. And this is how it goes. Let's see so I get the right lyrics here. There we go. Honoring our Mother Earth. One voice in the night, one voice pure and bright, one voice turns on the light, one voice of a child, one voice being heard, one voice for the world, one voice here to serve, one voice of a girl. One voice with one desire to stop our house on fire. One voice becomes a choir where everyone's required. Our voice is calling out. Our voice is free of doubt. The voice of our ancestors saying honor our Mother Earth. Honoring 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 our ancestors. Thank you very much. Honoring our ancestors. Thanks for tonight's concerts. Honoring those taking birth. Honoring our Mother Earth. Honoring our ancestors who walked this earth before, and honoring those taking birth. Children of today that dare to take birth on this earth today, and has a huge could have a huge impact on this world if we decide to listen to them. So thank you for listening tonight. This is the 7th concert for Mundekulla and also for the project Honoring Our Mother Earth. We will have the same theme next week because I only sang half of the song and unfortunately the sound wasn't all that good. So see you back next week. I think it's the 10th of May. Honoring Our Mother Earth. It will also be in English. Apologize, you Swedish people, but I think you understand most of it. So please get back to me then and enter musicforpeace.se to read more about this project and sing and film yourself and send it in to us so we can make a beautiful video 5th of June for the World Environment Day when this song will be released, Honoring Our Mother.